Yabba boy do ba did that babba do be ba da ba do ba da ba 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 ba. Come on and take hold of me. Skia abba we abba di ba don do be ba 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 din don do be dinda boy we
Hello again. Right, so we've had a little look at harmonies, we've had a little look at breath control. What I'd like to look at today is ad-libbing and improvisation. Okay, so it would be great just to get you guys confident enough just to sing along with some music, but to know how to go about that and what notes to pick and how to do the best that you can given an opportunity to ad-lib. There are lots of opportunities that arise within music to either ad-lib over something else that's happening with a counter melody that we've looked at a lot during these sessions, but also there's the option of actually ad-libbing something random over some more random chords and things. So let's get warmed up and we'll get straight into some ad-libbing. So our usual warming up routine. I shouldn't need to talk to you too much through this now. Chin and shoulder, back to centre, chin and shoulder, back to centre, chin and chest. Chin up, shoulders up to ears, drop them down, roll them backwards, roll them forwards. Lean to one side, breathe out all the air in your lungs, deep breath in, filling half your lungs with air. Back to centre, lean to the other side, breathe out all the air in your lungs, take a deep breath in, filling the other half with air. Back to centre, lean forwards, let your arms hang in front of you, breathe out all the air in your lungs, take a deep breath in. Breathe in slowly, bring your arms above your head. This time, well, clean away, let's do it. Breathe out gently as you bring your arms down, try and keep your ribcage where it is. Excellent, good, good, good. Imagine you got a balloon in your hand, deep breath in. Let the air out to it. Good, okay. Let's get you in the mood. I know sometimes ad-libbing and things like that takes us out of our comfort zone completely. So I'm going to do a fun little exercise where you a bit of call and response just to get you in the mood. Okay, so I'm going to say, I don't want to sing today, and you're going to repeat that back to me. But I will sing anyway. And if what I sing sounds good, then I'm singing as I should. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand up straight, don't look at the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking good and feeling fine. Brilliant. We're going to change it up a little and I'm going to do it in a funny accent now and see if you can follow. I don't want to sing today, but I will sing anyway. And if what I sing sounds good, then I'm singing as I should. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand up straight, don't look at the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking good and feeling fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand up straight, don't look at the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking good and feeling fine. Looking good and feeling fine. We're looking good and feeling fine. I hope you are looking good and feeling fine today. I'm sure you are. What I can see is perfection. Lovely. Okay. Fantastic stuff. Right. So let's have a little look at some ad-libby type stuff. So I've got my keyboard here. Now, in terms of starting off your ad-libs, you've got to bear in mind, and I will show you a little bit of Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald a little bit later, just because the ultimate ad-libbing has to be a scat. But there's so many opportunities, even within a church setting. You may sing in the spirit. Some churches really do a lot of that. And it's all about ad-libbing, and you sometimes just need a starting point. Even singing in the spirit, singing in tongues, somewhere to start, somewhere to pluck at beginning and just let God do the rest, or experiment with the rest in terms of the songs that you're singing. So this one here, if I was to give you a chord or a sequence of chords, the ideal thing is to maybe start with something you can already hear. So here, this is a C major chord, 3 notes. You've got 3 notes that you can pick from. So you might sing a la, la, la. And with ad-libbing, it could be a word. If you're singing a song already, perhaps let's think Scooby-Doo-Wop-Bop. You might do a Scooby-Doo-Wop-Bop would be your starting point to take your ad-libs. Or you might want to break it down even smaller than that and just start with some vowel sounds. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. We talked about adding a 7th and a 9th. So I'm going to move my tonic into the bass note. Tonic is the first note of the chord. So I'm moving that into the bass note, and I'm going to put my 7th and 9th either side of that tonic note there. So that gives you 4 notes that you can choose from to sing. So I'm going to pick la, the second one, but we'll start with our vowel sounds. So I'm going to go with an A. So I've got some chords. A would be my starting point, and then I might move to an E flat. So what I would like you to do now, I'm going to play you a chord, and it's going to be the 9th and the 7th on the F major chord. So you've got, so I want you to pick a vowel, any vowel, A, E, I, O, U, and pick a note. So it could be E or A, E, I, O. Pick a vowel, any vowel, and pick any of those notes. So I'm going to get you all to sing out as loud as you can that vowel on whichever note you picked. Only you know which note you picked. So 1, 2, 3. I hope that sounded amazing. I'm sure it did. Right, we're going to change the chord. In fact, we're going to play the same chord. I want you to pick a different note and a different vowel this time. There's your notes. Good, okay. So you're picking a note, that's your starting point. What we're going to do then, okay, is I'm going to move from that C chord to the F chord and back to the C. And I'm going to get you to just sing along with that. So a vowel sound. I'll give you a little demonstration. Letters to me if you like, or the same. There's no wrong answers with ad-libbing, with improvisation. It's all about finding something that works along with what's already being played. So it's all about fitting in with what's already there. Let's join in. You might want to play around with it a little. With Louis Armstrong, a lot of people think, or historically it's recorded, that he developed a problem with his lip. He developed actually a cancer of the lip, which gained him the name Satchel Mag. I don't want to go into too much detail in terms of his history, but I'm a big fan of Louis and Ella Fitzgerald due to their scatting. Now, when this happened, he couldn't play his trumpet, so he began singing the parts that the trumpet would have normally played in terms of music. So he would have scattered with a trumpet normally. So with a chord sequence like this, Scooby-Doo bye, bye 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 dee, Scoo-da-beep-bop-bo, bee-ba-dee-ba-dee-boo. So he began singing what he would have actually played on the trumpet. So when you're doing your ad-libs, I want you to almost imagine that you are the instrument that's playing. Your voice is an instrument, and often singers don't see their voice as an instrument. It's important that you do, because your melody is all integral to any other melody or any other instruments that are being played. So it's really important that you kind of visualize yourself as part of, not separate to the band. Early jazz bands would have had a singer often as a background, kind of. Often they refer to it as a bit of eye candy or what have you for the band, and singers were never the lead part of the band. They were always the trumpets and the brass during the big band era. It came a bit later when the singer was the person stood at the front who actually had the message of the song, the lyrics, which I often would have thought would be the most important thing. But anyway, I digress, but it's just all fascinating history. Right, so let's have a go at that. I want you to have a go at being the instrument around the two chords that we've been playing. So we're going to start back with that C chord and back to the F chord. And go. Yeah. There's no wrong answers here. Yeah. Simply improvising. Yeah. So it's just a case, and you might have actually found in doing that, I hope, that the person next to you was singing something a little bit different to what you were singing, and you're actually generating some fantastic counter melodies there that support one another. Brilliant stuff. Okay, as you develop those, you can develop them into runs, which is like a series of notes working together, some little trills, counter melodies like we've mentioned, and just develop from that starting note. You just need that initial push, I think, to get you free to sing and to create. And songwriting is often about creating that and finding things that really don't work alongside things that really do. And that's where it starts to get interesting and exciting. So we'll have a little look. I'm going to find you that little Ella sample. This is partway through a very famous Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong cover of the song Summertime, which itself has a whole lot of history, which I'm not going to start going into right now. So this is Louis and Ella with a little bit of scat. Have a little listen to what the male voice is doing when Ella starts to sing. working on the lyrics and expanding on that. So with the scat type improvisation, what they tend to do is create words or they use sound shapes that create patterns. It's called boo-ba-doo, actually sounding almost like they're singing in lyrics that aren't actually words. It's just shaping words. There's lots of amazing examples. If you want to look up one, I can definitely recommend Ella Fitzgerald's All of Me. She does some incredible scats there, and also with improvs they often flit into melodies that you recognize as well. So in the All of Me track, she sings a skitty bum bum babadi. So she takes a melody that's familiar from other songs, the skitty bum bum. It's quite a familiar kind of American tune, which would have occurred in a lot of jazz at the time, so people would have been familiar with that. So it's quite nice to reference things. Also, in a church type setting, when you're ad-libbing, throwing in some scripture that's relevant to what's being sung. So you might sing something like I surrender all, and you might want to develop that into Romans 8:38, there is no height nor depth, nothing spiritual or natural, and throw that in as a lyric over what's already being sung. Or something else, I don't know, something that strikes you at that point. And it's important to have the option of being free to do that as well at times, which is also really, really useful, especially if you're writing. Now I'm going to finish with one more exercise, which is from one of the exam board graded books. And it's a song by Christina Aguilera. She's also pretty hot on ad-libbing and counter melodies and things like that, which is quite exciting. But her song here, Beautiful, in the exam criteria, it tells you to ad-lib at the beginning. Don't know if you can see that there, instruction. So it gives you a section of ad-libbing. Some music kind of strikes out where lyrics would be, suggesting that you ad-lib. So you'll get a piece, again like this, sheet music. And at the end of this one, there's a whole section, this is a grade 6 piece, where they want you to throw in some ad-libs and they kind of strike out the melody there, because they actually want you to write your own melody at that point. So it's a good skill to have it if you're wanting to do grades and exams. Also, it's a great skill to have if you want to be developing your musicianship. So definitely something that I would recommend. So this is Beautiful. Now, beginning part of this one, what we're going to do is actually do a kind of planned, spontaneous ad-lib, and we're going to use the music that's playing to create that. So what I'm going to do with you is split you into 3 sections. So people on my left here, you're going to sing the low part. People in the middle, you're going to sing the middle part. And people at this end, you're going to do the string at the top. Now I'm going to take you through that because it's actually a case of singing along with what's already playing as your starting point, at least, to give you that ad-lib. We'll start with the low. Ooh, so what you're actually doing is singing what the cello is singing. So ooh. So low, people turn that with me too, and you can tell I don't play cello, my fingers didn't move there at all. So let's have a listen to that with the music. And again, repeat. Keep on going. Okay, middle people, you're going to be singing what the piano is playing. Do 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 do. So the third time we sing it changes slightly. Let's try that with the music. And again. Low people join in. Brilliant. Did you pick up the high bit? So we'll do that as an ooh. That would be what the violins would be playing. You're just holding that note for as long as you can. Snatch a breath, maybe a little bit of staggered breathing between you if there's more than one of you. So let's have a go at adding that high part. Low and middle, you can sing along with your bit. The high bit comes in a little bit later, so we can let the low and middle come in first. Let's bring it in now. And again. Remember your bill with us breathing. Lovely. So let's put all those three parts together. In fact, we'll bring in the high one a bit early, just so that we've got all three parts. But this is, remember, your starting point. So you would then ad lib and take that somewhere else if you wanted to. Right, off we go. High people, let's come in. And again. Stop. Lovely. Okay, so we would then be able to take that because we've got a starting point. So high people, you might want to take it even higher or lower. Middle people, you might want to develop from that tune, which in the accompaniment repeats a lot. So it gives you a lot of scope for harmonizing with what's already there. And low people, do 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 do. Sometimes we describe a walking bass line as one that moves in that kind of plodding type feel. So you could add to your walking bass line and maybe begin to run or fly. I don't know. See what you think. But have a go. Perhaps find a song and add some ad libs to it. Throw some things in. Maybe even with your variation of Spirit Come. Have a little sing through that and see if you can come up with some ideas of ad libs that could develop that and take it somewhere really exciting. Brilliant stuff. That's your task for today. I hope you have a brilliant time and I will see you next time. God bless. Take care. Bye.